good old days have been cut from this particular video for various reasons. Thank you so much for going down memory lane with me. Let me take you back. And I want to tell you the story of my favorite teacher. All around, I'm talking all 12 grades. Well, actually for me it was 13 grades because I ended up had to repeat third grade. When I moved up from after Mom and Dad had gotten a divorce, and I moved up to Massillon, Ohio, up there with my Papa Lowell, my Grandma Ida Bell. When I was down in third grade there in Mineral City Elementary, they were just way far behind from what the Emerson Elementary School was there up on see, that would be Emerson was on the main road, was on Walnut Road there, southwest there. But anyway, nonetheless, they were just too far advanced from where I was there down in Mineral. So when I got up there, I had my third grade teacher. My first third grade teacher was Mrs. Blankenship. Of course, my second third grade teacher was Mrs. Bazzino. Nonetheless, Mrs. Blankenship, Paula Blankenship was her name. Mrs. Blankenship was my best teacher I've ever had in my entire school, 13 years of school. The only reason why I say that is, there was a couple teachers that I really liked a lot, but Mrs. Blankenship was the one. She sat there and she worked with me, and she had cookouts there at her house over there in the North Canton area off of Brunnerdale. There, off a road called Brunnerdale. She used to have little picnics or little lunches and stuff, and her mother had substituted a couple times, Mrs. Jaeger. And to me, she was just the best teacher I've ever had all around. She was there, she listened. She was the greatest teacher I ever had. And as I went on in school, in the grades and moved from Emerson all the way up there, she'd give me her home phone number and everything, and I had contacted her every now and again, let her know my progress and let her know how things were going in general and everything. And not only was she one of my favorite teachers, but she became a real good friend as well, somebody that I could call and ask something school related or just ask some advice in general, and she became a real good friend. I'm talking about Mrs. Paula Blankenship. Her husband Roy was also a real good man as well. Mrs. Blankenship had told him that I was one of her favorite students, and him and I became real good friends as well. And like I say, some people can't say that, that things that happen that way for them when teachers had come and whatnot. But nonetheless, Mrs. Blankenship was my favorite teacher, and she still is to this day. And I'm not sure if she's still teaching anymore or anything. I do know that her husband Roy had passed away, and it was a real sad moment for her and everything. But I do remember, and I'm not sure if her mother, Mrs. Jaeger, is still alive, or if her for that matter. But I do know this: she was my favorite teacher, Mrs. Paula Blankenship. I'll never forget it. The days of Emerson Elementary School. Such a great time. How many of you can say that you have a favorite teacher who done all those things for you and became one of your great friends? Thank you so much for going down memory lane with me. I'll catch you next time.